Yes, people, a very happy with all of you. So, guys, we're doing this chapter called as Basic Accounting Terms. So, it's been two classes that we're doing this chapter, and so far, what have we discussed? We have tried to understand what is the meaning of entity or enterprise. We understood what is books of accounts, financial statement, accounting period, what is cash transaction, what is credit transaction, what is the meaning of goods, raw material, semi-finished goods, finished goods, trading goods, trader, manufacturer, what is purchase return, what is sales return, what is expense, profit, loss. Comfortable? No energy. Comfortable? Wonderful. Now, today, the focus is on to understand one of the element or one of the part of the balance sheet. So balance sheet is split into two parts. The left hand side of the balance sheet is called as liabilities. The right hand side is called as asset. Now, what is balance sheet? Still, I have not explained. What is balance sheet? What is trading P&L? I meant to explain. I'm just telling you there are two important purposes for which you prepare the accounts. One is to find out the profit in the business, profit and loss of the business. For that, you prepare a document called as trading and P&L account or statement of profit and loss. Second is to find out the financial position. For that, you prepare balance sheet. So what is trading and P&L account? What is statement of P&L? What is balance sheet? I have not yet taught. But under that, what it comes? In trading and P&L account, what comes? Sales will come, purchases will come, expenses will come. What expenses? Salary, rent, etc. Profit will come in that, loss will come in that. So inside trading and P&L, what comes in scattered manner here and there we have studied. Today, we are going to understand the components of the balance sheet. In balance sheet, what all components will come? So what is balance sheet? I'll discuss later. Why balance sheet? What is the purpose of balance sheet? That all will be discussed later. Today, we are trying to understand few components of the balance sheet. Your balance sheet is like T-shaped account. The left-hand side portion is called as liabilities. Right-hand side portion is called as assets. This is basically the category. Under that, we have multiple liabilities. So what is first of all liability? Under that, what all it comes? What is the meaning of those items? All that we have to discuss today. So today, my focus is to understand the complete liability side. Just the terms of the liabilities. Sir, what is the meaning of liabilities? Liabilities are obligation or debts or amount that an enterprise means what? Entity means what? Business entity has to pay sometime in the near future, which means there's some amount that the business has to pay in future. Anything that the business has to pay in future is liability. Anything that business has to pay in future is liability. What is that anything is what we are yet to discuss. That anything could be obligation, debt or amount. Anything means, in short, for today understand, means money. Any money that we have to pay to somebody in future is liability. In simple word, liabilities is equal to what the business has to pay to the outsiders in the future. What the business has to pay someone in future. Instead of the word outsider, I write the word what business has to pay to someone in future. Anything that the business has to pay someone in future is liabilities. Example, sir. Let's say you borrowed 1,000 from your friend. What is the meaning of borrowed? What is the meaning of borrow? You are going to enjoy somebody's property for some time. You're going to enjoy somebody's product for some time. You borrow pen. Often we do in the class. Hey, macha, my pen, ink got over. Give me your pen. So what are you doing? You're trying to borrow. Once you borrow, can you keep that pen with you? After the purpose is over, you're supposed to return it back. So borrow means what? Enjoying somebody else's product, thing, property, whatever you say, for a temporary period, for a shorter period. And that in future you have to return back. So here what are we borrowing? We are borrowing not product. We are borrowing paisa, cash. Let's say you borrow 1,000 from your friend. 1,000 rupees you are borrowing. Why? Because you are in urgent need of money now. You want to enjoy that money now. Later you have to pay back in future. So any money that I borrowed now, this comes with the tag that I have to pay back in future. So this money, what is coming inside? Is coming inside to go outside in future. So anything that I have to pay in future is liability. So now you have to return that money back to your friend. So that 1,000 rupees, you will record where in your books of accounts? Under the head liabilities. Under the head liabilities. Because you owe this to your friend. Sir, why are we recording everything in the liability column? Why can't we remember it? Why should I write it down? No, sir, I will not write it down. I'll remember it. If there's only one amount that you have to pay, very well you can remember. I have no problem. But in business, you have to pay money to how many people? N number of people. N number of means what? I'm not even able to count. 10, 20, 100, 200, 500, 1000, 2000 people you have to pay. Can you remember those 2000 people ka name? Not possible. And that too, amount will differ for each and every party. So 2000 name remembering is not challenge. What amount to pay to what party? Even more difficult. So this data we can't remember here. So as a human being, I can't rely on my brain. So what do? I document in one place called as balance sheet. On which side? Liability side. So balance sheet is nothing but your memory. Balance sheet is nothing but your memory. Whatever you have to pay to somebody in future, you will record on which side of the balance sheet? Liability side of balance sheet. Then what do you think asset could be? If liability means I have to pay, asset means I have to receive. Receiving also not one person, no boss. I have to receive from how many people? Let's suppose I sold goods to 1000 customers on credit. So 1000 people have to pay me the money. So I have to collect money from 1000 people. Can I remember their names? For a second, let's suppose you remember also. But amount is not same, no boss. Amount is also different. From A you have to collect 1000 rupees. From B you have to collect 2000 rupees. How much will you remember? Not possible. Therefore, we are replacing our memory by a document called as balance sheet. So balance sheet is nothing but replica of your memory. So whatever you want to remember for a longer period, where will you capture that in books of accounts? Which place? In a place called as balance sheet. Whatever money you have to pay to somebody in future, you'll record on which side? Sir, asset side. Sir, tell asset side. Where do you record? Asset side. Anything that you have to pay in future? Liability side. Anything that I have to receive, where will I record? Say liability side. No. Asset side. I try to confuse. You should be sharp enough to catch. Anything that I have to pay to someone in future, I have to capture on liability side. Anything that I have to receive from someone in future, I'll capture on asset side. So balance sheet is nothing but replica of your memory or replacement of your memory. Any difficulty? Online people, any difficulty?
No.
No, sir.
Okay. Now, amount that you owe to the owner of the business is called as internal liability. The amount that you owe to the owner. You understand who's owner? If you are doing business, you have started a business. For business, who are you? God means who? Owner. The person who starts the business is called as owner. FFLA का owner कौन है? Who's owner? SPJ. Amount owed to the owner is called as internal liability. Why internal? Because I am internal person of this family. FFLA is my business. So I am one of the internal member of the business. So the money that the business owes to me is called as internal liability. Now the question that arises is that, sir, why should money be owed by business to you? Because business and you both are same. FFLA is SPJ, SPJ is FFLA. Right? Emotionally, you are right. But technically, you're wrong. In accounting, there is a concept called as accounting entity concept. Also called as business entity concept, which says that owner is different, business is different. You should treat business as a person. FFLA is a person. And treat SPJ as a person. The only difference is SPJ is human being, natural person. Whereas FFLA is a person, but not natural. Natural means created by God. Here, FFLA we created. So we artificially created. So FFLA is what person? Artificial person. Who is saying this? I am not saying this. Law. The country ka law is saying that the business what you operate is called as a person. Why it is called as a person, I'll be discussing in upcoming sessions. There's a reason behind it. There's a logic behind it. Why should you call somebody as a person or business as a person? All of you have studied golden rule. Personal account, real account, nominal account. In personal account, you have how many classifications? 3 classifications. Natural personal account, artificial personal account, representative personal account. All that is there. It's fundamentally wrong. In the personal account is something called as Natural personal account, artificial personal account. What is artificial personal? Business. Why business is called as artificial personal? There's a history behind this, which I'll be discussing in the upcoming sessions. So now, accounting entity concept or the business entity concept says that business, you are different, owner, you are different. Both are different people. So when you do accounting, you should account from whose point of view? Business point of view, not from owner's point of view. You should record from whose point of view? Business point of view. Business, what income it earned? Record. Business, what expense you incurred? Record. So business income, business expense should be captured. Why the segregation? If the segregation is not there, if you say business and owner same, FFLA, Pratiks are same, then whatever personal expenditure I do, everything I'll record in business. Whatever personal expenditure I do, everything I'll record in business. If I record my personal expenses in the business, what will happen? The business ka profit will reduce. My income, business income 1 lakh. Business ka expenditure 60,000. So what is business ka profit? 40,000. In this I did 40,000 ka personal expenditure. That also if I record, profit is 0. So whatever personal expenditure I do, that also if I record in business, always my profit is going to be 0. If profit is 0, tax that you pay to government is how much? 0. If profit is 0, tax will be 0. Because on profit, you calculate as a percentage of tax to government and pay to the government. So government is very clearly told, more specifically, income tax department very clearly said that your personal expenditure should not be recorded in your business. That's why we keep owner separate, business separate. Business will record business ka income. Business will record business ka expense only. That's why bank account for business separate, bank account for owner separate. Both you should not mix. So which is very clear from now that owner is distinct from business. Correct? Owner is distinct from business. Owner is different from business. Now for business to run, operate, to buy goods, to pay salaries, what is required, boss? Money is required. Initially, where will the business get money? 2020, I started FFLA. Please tell me that point of time, I just started getting students. So students paid me money after admission of 1 or 2 months later. So initial 1 month, from where will I get the money to pay rent, electricity, etc., etc.? From where will the money come? So owner has to give money to the business initially. Initial level, at the initial level, the owner does the funding. Owner does the funding to the business. So I gave a small amount of money to my business so that my business can use that money to pay the expenditure of the business. Because rent, what I paid for academy in 2020, I did not pay from my pocket. I paid from business ka pocket, FFLA ka pocket. But FFLA, where did it get money from? Initially, it does not have the money because it's newborn. Where will the newborn have the money from? So I helped. As owner, I gave the money. That money initially what I gave to the business is called as capital. What is it called as? Capital. So my money I gave to the business. Later, whenever the business is closing, I have to get my money back, boss. I gave the business I gave the money to business. Why? Because at that point of time, business did not have the money. I helped the business. Later, when the money is there in the business, that money I should get back, no boss. Business ka paisa is business ka paisa. But initially I gave my money, na. So my money, what I gave, I should get it back. So for business, this money what I gave, let's suppose I gave 1 lakh rupees to business. So this money what business enjoyed has to be paid to whom? Me, no. This 1 lakh rupees who has to pay? Business has to pay to me. So for business, this is what? Liability. Because anything that the business has to pay anyone in future. Anyone means what? Even owner. Any money that the business has to pay to owner in future, that is also liability only. But that is what liability? Internal liability. Because owner is the internal person of the business. Any money that you owe to outsider, any money that you have to pay to your friend, bank loan you have to pay, third party, outside party, a party who's got no connection with the business, outside party, that we call it as external liability. Any problem, online people? Tell me. Online people, any problem?
No, sir. No, sir.
No, sir.
Logged him, man. This camera also is playing game with me, huh? Joystick of camera, it moves here and there, Anyways, amount owed to outsider is called external liability. Amount owed to the owner is called as internal liability. What is the internal liability example I gave you? Capital. Capital, in depth I have to discuss. I gave you short explanation only. Amount owed to the outsider is called as external liability. The loan that you take from bank, what you're enjoying now, in future you have to repay back. So bank loan is a liability. Creditor, who's the creditor? You have heard this concept called as credit purchase. What happened in the credit purchase? What happened in credit purchase? This was business. This was supplier. Supplier supplied the goods to you. In your hand, no paisa. You got the money. You got the goods now. You got the goods now. You said money I'll pay later. So what purchase did you do? Credit purchase. Which means this money I'm yet to pay. I did not make the payment to this guy. When will I pay the money? In future. Anything that I have to pay in future is liability. So this person should be given a name, no boss. So I will not call him supplier. I will not call him vendor in the accounting terms. I will call him as creditor. So creditor is that gentleman who has supplied the goods to me on credit, to whom I have to pay the money back in future. Anything that I have to pay in future is liability. Any problem? Online people, any problem?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Now, liabilities are classified into two types: non-current liability, current liability. This is not applicable at your level in 11th standard. It is there for 12th standard. When you do financial statement preparation for companies, as per companies, the classification should be non-current and current. This is not there at your level. Okay, not okay. Now, type of liability. First type of liability. Example, few example I'm giving. Capital. What is capital? Amount received from owner. In my case, who was owner? SPJ was owner. SPJ means me. C.A.Prathik Jain. Any problem? No problem. Okay. Amount received from owner at the start of the business. Amount received from owner. Who received it? FFLA received it. Why? Because FFLA was newborn. Where will it get money from? Initially, it doesn't have it, but it has to pay business current, business ka salary, business ka electricity bill, etc., etc. So for that, it needs funding, paisa. So that paisa initially you gave owner. Amount received from owner at the start of the business, which has to be paid to the owner at the closure of the business, will be treated as liability from the business to the owner. From business point of view, this money what you got temporarily from the owner is to be returned back in the future. So any money that you have to return back to the owner in future is liability. But what liability? Internal liability. Bank loan. Bank loan is nothing but the money that is borrowed from the bank, which you have to repay along with interest. To be repaid with interest is called as bank loan. So bank loan is what? The money what you're enjoying, but you have to repay this back in future. Anything that you repay in future is liability. So bank loan will come under which classification? Liability. External liability, but predominantly under liability classification. Capital under which side? Capital under liability side. Internal liability, but under liabilities. Creditor, amount paid to the supplier. Amount to be paid to the supplier for goods purchased on credit. The trolley wala, he supplied the goods. We did not pay the money. What did he say? Kal aana, parso aana, kabhi mat aana. Correct? That person is called as creditor. Amount to be paid to supplier for the purchase of goods on credit is called as creditor. Unpaid bill. I'm enjoying this premises. I'm enjoying electricity also. Once in 2 month bill also comes. 30,000, 35,000, 40,000. Who is sending the bill? Owner nahi re bhai. Electricity department. EB department will send the EB bill. EB I'm talking about. Who will pay the bill? I'll pay the bill. So who sent the bill to me? EB. So already 3 days ago, no, 4 days ago, EBA is generated the bill. 40,000 ka bill is generated. I have recorded EB expenses account debit. Recorded, but I have not yet paid. Because I went to receive money from all of you. So once I get money from all of you, I'll make the payment for EB bill. Until then, this EB bill is yet to be paid. EB bill is yet to be paid. Can I say this bill is unpaid yet? EB department gave the bill. EB department gave the bill, but I have not paid. So can I say this is unpaid bill? Unpaid bill means what? The bill which I have yet to pay. So I've enjoyed the services. This bill is for last 2 months that I enjoyed. Which 2 months? April, May. April, May, 2 months I enjoyed the electricity, no, AC. That bill came now. So this bill I have to pay. Until I pay, it is called as unpaid bill. So where will I record to remember? On the liability side. So every time I take the balance sheet to check how much money I have to pay to outside people. I'll be to follow. So expenses that are due but not yet paid is called as unpaid expenses, unpaid bill. Example, electricity spending, rent is pending, any amount that is pending, any expenses pending to pay, that is called as unpaid bill. Salary, I have a staff, all of you know. From that staff, last month I got a service, but I did not make the payment. I did not make the payment. I meant to make the payment. So this salary payable is my liability. So I'll record on which side to remember to pay her. Liability side. So anything that I have to pay to somebody in future, to remember that, where will I capture that information? On the liability side. Any difficulty? Now all this one by one we are yet to discuss in detail. Yes, boss.
So is there any other examples for internal liability?
Internal liability only owner. Any money that you pay to owner or investor. Investor the concept will not come in the case of sole proprietorship concern or partnership concern. It comes in the context of the private company or public companies. So another example for internal, what you call liability is the money that you owe to the investor, because investor is also kind of owner, not exact owner, but a kind of owner. So if you ask, that is the example that you can take, investor.
So you told like there'll be two bank accounts, so one for the business, one for
Correct.
once you give the capital for the business, once the business starts to earn the income, will the money from the business account go to the business account?
It has to go back, no. That's how you'll repay it back, no. Now, at that point, anyways, I'll be discussing in this capital. Now, under liability, there are so many things, no. Let's discuss all of them one by one. The first thing that I'm going to discuss is capital. What is capital? In simple word, capital is the money or resources that the owner invests in the business to start it or run it. To start it or run it. Capital is the owner's money in the business. Capital is the owner's money. SPJ's money in FFLA. My personal money in business is called as capital. From my point of view, I have invested my money in my business. For me, it is investment. For business, it is capital. Account, we are doing accounting. From whose point of view? From SPJ's point of view or business point of view? Business point of view. For SPJ, I'm investing money in my business. So for me, this money, what I gave 10 lakh rupees, my investment. But from business point of view, this is capital. Now, let's talk about the year 2020, when I started the academy. Please tell me, all of you together, let's say all of us together, we're starting an academy. To have this kind of setup, what and all is required?
Yes.
Sir, first, we need a premises. We need a premises on rent. Whenever you take a rental premises, you have to pay one lump sum amount called as advance. Advance. Why? Because tomorrow, by chance, if you don't pay any rent in future, or if you damage any part of the property, so from that advance, they will do all the repair work. From the advance, they'll adjust the rent what you did not pay. So as a safety margin, any owner will demand an advance and keep it. So why does the owner ask the advance? Tomorrow, if you do any hanky-panky things, that hanky-panky things will cost you something. No, that will be adjusted from the advance money. So this place, we are renting it out. The advance that we have to pay, how much? 5 lakh rupees. Correct? Okay. Then tell me, what else do we need to start the academy?
Teacher.
Sir, after a teacher na teacher is required, but teacher ka paisa later only. For initial 2 years, I never took any money from business. I have my old story. Anyways, come back. Next. Then I want equipments. So I want to do hi-fi class, high-tech class rather. So what do I need? Sir, projector. 75,000 rupees. Screen. 15,000 rupees. Laptop. 75,000 rupees. AC. First big items, man. Very items first. AC. 1, 2, 3, 4. How much? 1,50,000 rupees. Coming. Furniture, very important. Where will students sit? Very important. Furniture. Furniture means what? table chair for you, table chair for you to sit, table for me to take class, office room ka furniture, all put together. 4 lakh rupees. CCTV camera, 75,000 rupees.
CCTV कैमरा 75,000.
हाँ तो भाई इतने कैमरे लगाने पड़ेंगे ना अपने को. 10-12 कैमरा. ये अलग कैमरा. दिस कैमरा इज रिक्वायर्ड. Webcam, which I'm using now. This is 25,000 rupees. Latestly I got.
Sir, balance.
वो सब दूसरा. Major expenditure. Big expenditure. Without which I can't start.
Sir, net sir.
ये सब चिल्लर एक्सपेंस है. चिल्लर अपने बात नहीं करते.
Monitor.
Next thing, no big items. Fan, okay. Fittings, electrical fittings.
Paint sir.
वो सब वो करके देगा भाई. Electrical fittings means what? Light, fan, etc. Multiple required. For that, another, let's say 10,000 rupees or 15,000 rupees will give.
Pani sir.
बड़ा पाव, समोसा, बोलते सब. पानी. बड़ा. Everything covered? Covered? Okay. Total, please. Sir, this much you wrote, sir. Whole set and total, sir. Our brain is not working. Use your phone. That is your replacement. Your brain ka replacement is your phone's calculator. Do it total. Online people. Fast. Those who are not scratching your brain, no. Remember, in exam, you don't get calculators. The more you do mental calculation now, the faster you'll become at the exam hall. Those are thinking, why should I sit and calculate? Some donkey will be there to sit and calculate. We'll wait for that. He's not donkey, he's smart, he's calculating. You are dependent on his answers, so you are donkey. 5 lakh.
Sir, 8,30,000.
Yeah, per day. 5 and 4 itself is 9. How 8 lakh will come?
Sir, I misread it as 40,000.
5 plus 4 is 9 lakh. So yeah. Then here 1,50,000. How much it is? 10,50,000. Then 75 is 1,50,000. How much it is? 1050 plus 150?
30 something. 30 something.
12 lakh is coming. We'll do slowly. Over this over. This 71 25 is another
1 lakh.
1 lakh. 13 lakh is coming. Okay, what is left? This 15,000 is left.
13 lakh.
13 lakh
30,000.
13 lakh 30,000. Can I make this 35 now? 13 lakh 50,000. Is it correct? Check.
Yes, sir.
Calculator. Anybody use calculator? 1350 correct? Use your calci now. Fast. Then 1350 is perfect. Okay. This much money we need to start the business. Forget to run the business. What you are saying, electricity, rent, that is the money required for running business. We are having starting trouble. To start, I need 1350. You tell FFFLA, you bring 1350 from home. Where will it bring? Tell me. If you are starting the business, where will you get the money from? Owner has to give. So owner, from my personal bank account, I'll give this 30,50,000 rupees. This is the money required to start the business. We need money to run the business also, because right from day one, customers will not come, students will not come, fees will not come. It'll take some time. Pain is real. It'll take some time. So now for initial 2 months, I need working capital. What is working capital? The capital that I required to take care of my day-to-day expenses, week-to-week expenses, month-to-month expenses. Every month I have to pay electricity, rent, salary staff ka salary, study ka staff. Staff ka salary. For all that, money is required. You will tell, sir, that money will come from the students' fees now. What if initial 2 months, no students comes? What will I do? Correct? No. So I need to have some working capital also. So I need to keep some money extra in the business for running the day-to-day operations. Staff will ask every day tea. Whether they do job or not, what is required? Tea required. Tea ka paisa from where it will come? Owner, I will give. So we need some money for day-to-day expenses. That is called as working capital. So working capital, another 1,50,000, let's suppose. So what is the total capital required now? 15 lakh rupees. In this 15 lakh rupees, 13,50,000 is to start the business. And 150 is required to run the business initially. Because initially, right from day one, customer may not come. You have to keep some extra money in the business for emergency purpose. So total 15 lakh rupees I need. Who will sponsor this money initially? There's only one donkey who can sponsor. Owner. So owner is that donkey. So who's that donkey in my business? He's like very happily, sir, you only, sir. You only, sir. I only, kana, I only. SPJ. Owner. When a donkey he's very happy. You only, sir. You look at his excitement. When I was asking in my business, who's the donkey? Very happily, you, sir, you. Okay. SPJ's owner, who will be there in this box? FFLA, which is nothing but business, entity, enterprise, whatever you say. Now, arrow mark is going from this side to this side. What does it mean? SPJ invested rupees 15 lakh in FFLA. From SPJ's viewpoint, this 15 lakh what I gave is donkey fellow investment. From business viewpoint, it is capital. Owner's viewpoint, investment. I invested money in my business. I invested money in my business. I invested money in my business. So for me, this 15 lakh is investment. Why? Because this money, what I'm investing, in return, I'll get some returns, some profits. What is investment? Any extra money that is there in home, business, we put it in some fixed deposit, somewhere share market. Why? Because you want to earn something in return. Likewise, I put money in my business so that as an owner, I can get something in return. From owner's point of view, investment. But we are doing accounting from whose point of view? Whose point of view? Business viewpoint. So a business is 15 lakh is what? Capital. 100% liability, I don't deny. But what is this specifically called as? Capital. Capital comes under what classification? Liability classification. Which liability? Internal liability. Because for FFL, a business owner is the closest person, internal person, family person. So we call it as internal liability. Any problem? So tell me any problem. Tell fast. No, very good. In simple words, capital is the money or resources that the owner invests in the business. What is the meaning of resources? Sometimes what happens is that, which is true in my case. In my case, I wanted a laptop for 75,000 rupees. I already had a laptop. And I had no use of that in my personal life. In personal life, I had no purpose. What I did is, instead of giving this 75,000 rupees in form of cash to the business, where business will use this money to buy another laptop, what I said business, I will not give 75,000. Instead, I'll give you directly this laptop. Which means capital need not be only in cash. I can give capital also in form of kind. That is called as resources. Physical resources. Am I clear? So in my business, originally it happened. Before this, I had one laptop. That laptop I had taken from my personal money. So that laptop itself I brought in my business. So that laptop what I got, I attached a value to it. That value is nothing but capital. So capital can be invested in form of cash or it can come in form of kind also. Any problem?
No, sir.
Online people, any problem?
No, sir.
No, sir.
No, sir.
Capital is the money or the resources. Resources means assets. Laptop is asset. Why asset? We'll understand in the upcoming classes. That the owner gives in the business to start the business or to run the business or both. To start and run both. Capital is owner's money in the business. Please tell me, This money, 15 lakh which I gave to FFLA, whose money is this, boss? It is owner's money. It is owner's money. Why is capital important in the business? Why is capital important in the business? So, Amelie, why is capital important? A business needs initial money to purchase goods for selling purpose. Mine was service business. FFLA was service business. I didn't have to buy anything to sell. But in the trading business, for me to get customers, what I need in my shop? Goods, products. So for that to buy, no, boss. For buying that, initially will somebody give me credit? You start a new business, go and ask somebody, give me the goods on credit. Will he give? He will kick on your butt. He'll say, get lost. So for that, you need what? Paisa. Business needs initial money to purchase goods for selling purpose, or need money for paying rent and salary. That is what this 1.5 lakh was there for, no? I took this 1.5 lakh for what? Working capital. This money I will use for what? Paying rent for the first month, paying salary of the staff for the first month, paying electricity bill for the first month. Because first month I may not get customer. So I need some money to be taking care of my business expenses. So for that, we will invest this money in form of capital. So capital is used to pay the initial rent, initial salary, initial expenses of the business. Not just that, with this money, you also buy the assets such as furniture, machineries. That's what we did, no? For me, what is machinery? This projector is machinery for me. This screen is machinery for me. This laptop is machinery for me. This AC is machinery for me. I'm using all of that in my business for the development of the business. Hence, I'm using this capital for all these initial purposes. Later, this PC I bought, this camera I bought, from whose money? Business ka profit. But initial capital is required to buy all this for the first time. All the above money spent is made generally out of the initial fund contributed by the owner, which is termed as capital. All the above money spent, the money spent for purchasing the goods, paying the initial rent and salary, paying for the initial purchase of the furniture, asset, machineries, etc., are generally done out of the initial fund. Initial means what? First money you got from whom? Owner. The money that is contributed by the owner is termed as capital. Will you forget this now? Will you forget this now? Now. In India, if you want to do business, in India or anywhere, if you want to do the business should have a form or a body in which it can operate. Like how? When you were born, you are a soul. If you want to come to this world and have these worldly pleasures, you need to have a body. Once you die, what happens? Body is gone. Soul is departed. Right? So for a soul to play the worldly life, what is it requiring? A body or form in which it can operate. In the same manner, business is a thought. For me to execute a business, I need to have a form or a body in which I can operate. So there are multiple forms in which you can operate the business. The first form of doing the business is called as sole proprietorship, concern or entity or enterprise, whatever you say. Where if you are wanting to start a business whole and sole, which means you are the sole owner. If you want to be the only owner, single owner of this business, you will start the business in the body or form sole proprietorship concern or sole proprietorship entity, where the single person is the owner. Single person is owner. Sometime you might end up doing some business where you are not just doing the business. Apart from you, there is more people with you to do the business. You are not just the owner. Multiple owners are there with you. So when you have more than one person, that is 2 and above. When you want to do business with 2 or more people, then you might look up to forming a new form of business called as partnership entity or partnership business. Here, 2 or more people becomes the owner. This partnership business suffers some inherent limitations. There's some problem with this partnership business. To overcome that problem, you now form a business model called as LLP, Limited Liability Partnership. Anywhere have you come across this? Nowhere. Limited
Yes, sir.
Liability Partnerships, LLP.
Yeah.
You should either
Yes.
come across in commerce or entrepreneur apart from accounts. LLP's got some inherent limitations, problems. So people are sometimes not comfortable in forming LLP. So they look up to forming companies. Companies you would have heard. Companies you would have heard. Reliance Limited. Mukesh Ambani is running a business. That business is in what form? What is the form and body of the business? Companies. In company of three types: OPC, private limited company, public limited company. That we are not going too much in detail. I'm just telling you, any person who wants to do business has to have a form or body. These are the different forms and body in which you can operate. Sole proprietorship concern is a business model where only one person is the owner. Whereas in partnership, LLP and companies, there are more than one owner. Am I clear? Now, why am I telling all this is because the capital is an amount invested in the business by the sole proprietor. So if any single owner is investing the money in the single business, individual business, where nobody else is the partner, that is called as investment of capital in the sole proprietorship business. So capital is an amount invested in the business by the single owner. This is possible in case of which business? Sole proprietorship business. Capital is an amount invested in the business by partner. Partner means what am I talking about? Partnership business. In partnership business, owner are called as partners. In case of partnership business, the owner who is investing the money in the business is called as partner. The person who is investing the money is called as partner. So if any partner gives money to the partnership firm, that what will you call that as? Still capital only. This you will study in 11th. Partnership will study in 12th. Any problem? Whatever I'm discussing is 100% relevant to you. Similarly, capital is also an amount invested in the business by the shareholder in case of company. In case of company, owner is not called owner. Owner is called as shareholder. Posh name. So if the question says that shareholder gave 1 lakh rupees to the business, for businesses 1 lakh is what? Capital. X partner or Y partner or Z partner gave 1 lakh to the business. This is called as what? Capital. SPJ gave 1 lakh to FFLA. FFLA received this money 1 lakh. What is this? Capital. Any problem? Online people, any problem?
No, sir.
No,
Now,
sir.
capital can be both in cash or in kind. Kind means what? An asset having the monetary value. In my example, I gave total 15 lakh rupees capital to the business. In that, 75,000 the capital I gave in form of laptop. Kind. Remaining how much I gave? 14 lakh 25,000 I gave in form of cash. Nobody said that capital should be given only in form of cash. If anybody says that capital should be given only in form of cash, you will say the answer is false, wrong. Capital can be in both cash or in kind. Any problem? Okay. So capital is the money that the business owes to the owner. Means what? Whatever business you do, for doing that, initially what is required? Money is required. So that money you take it from whom? Owner. It is kind of borrowing from the owner. And that money what you borrowed from the owner, that is called as capital. And this money you have to repay back in future. Anything that I have to repay in future is liability. So capital is what? Liability. Yes, boss.
So the partners are investing in the capital. The business has to give it back to the investors.
Correct.
That becomes internal liability.
Internal liability only.
Internal liability.
Any money that you have to pay to the owner, whether the owner in case of sole proprietorship business, whether the owner in case of partnership business, whether it is shareholder in the company, for everything it is internal liability. Any problem? Next, profit from the business gets added to the capital. Can somebody explain me this point? Whatever profit the business earns, they're telling that you have to add it to the capital. Why? Tell me.
For development.
किसका डेवलपमेंट?
Business.
बिजनेस का डेवलपमेंट तो कैपिटल में क्यों ऐड कर रहे हो? Capital is the money that belongs to owner. So he's adding to the owner's money, which means I gave to FFLA 15 lakh rupees in form of capital. Now, whatever profit that the business earns, let's say the business is earning 5 lakh of profit. So this 5 lakh of profit should be added to capital is what this line is saying. Why is this 5 lakh capital added to the money of the owner? Why? He's the owner of the business. So he has to enjoy the profit. Wonderful. You said development of business के लिए तो business पैसा रखेगा ना. This is owner's money. Very simple. Whatever the profit is being earned, that profit is there where? In the business. Business is doing the hard work of earning the money. Whatever goods you buy and sell, whatever service you do, that is giving you money. That money is there where? In the business. So business has got 5 lakh of profit. You tell me, what can the business do with this 5 lakh rupees? Sir, business will go to Switzerland, sir. Or honeymoon. Tell. Business will buy one car, sir. Business will drive in Rolls Royce. Tell. What will business do with that money? Reinvest bhi ho gaya. From the reinvestment, more business also did. You got more profit. Now you tell me, what will you do with that more profit?
Use it for personal.
What will business do? My question. Business cannot do anything. Business is imaginary. FFL is imaginary. Can you see FFL anywhere? वो देख रही ऊपर नीचे. FFL is existing only in name. At the max, if you go to my Instagram page name is FFLA. Poster ka name is FFLA. That's all. There is no existence of FFLA. FFLA cannot enjoy the profit. Who will enjoy the profit? On behalf of the business partner, owner, I will enjoy the profits. So ultimately, this money which is there in the business has to pay this money to whom? Owner. So where should I add this? Where should I add this? Along with capital, I'll add it. So the business is getting closed in future. Business has to pay how much money? 15 lakh of original capital plus 5 lakh of profit. 20 lakh rupees in total business has to pay to whom? Owner. So profit should be added where? To capital is what I am saying. Are you agreeing or not? No. Why? अभी तो बोला पैसा वो एंजॉय करेगा, आप बोल रहा नहीं करके. क्या भाई तेरे को क्या प्रॉब्लम है? Yes. No, that you don't get into because you're asking in partners how will it divide, in shareholders how will it divide. That is a topic that we'll discuss in 12th standard. Now it's too advanced in stage to discuss all this. I'm just telling you that whatever profit that the business earns, this money belongs to technically whom? Owner. Any money that we have to pay to owner will get added to the capital account, will get added to the capital. Any problem? Online people, any problem?
No, sir.
No, sir.
5 lakh is profit. So how much money do we owe to partner now or the business owner now? 20 lakh rupees totally we owe. Hey, plus it है. एक और चश्मा दूं क्या मैं? Plus it is. Plus means we have to add. LKG properly studied. LKG plus and minus cups, no? Or first standard? First standard. That much late you learned. My God, that's where this is the problem. In LKG you should have learned plus and minus. Like how my son is learning now. You ask 1 plus 1, what he'll say? 2. You ask 2 plus 2, what it is say? 4. Now, 15 plus 5 is how much? 20. Imagine, by chance, I was in urgent need of money one day. From the business, I took 1 lakh rupees. How much money? 1 lakh rupees. I was in urgent need of money. I wanted to go for a foreign trip. Foreign trip is personal level. I have not gone so far. I'm just telling. She's laughing at me. What, sir? Imagine, for show off, 1 lakh rupees withdrawn from the business. 1 lakh rupees withdrawn from the business. This 1 lakh, will you add it with 20 lakh or will you minus with 20 lakh? Logic says what? Sir, I have to pay you 20 lakh. In that 1 lakh you've already taken. So that 1 lakh I will minus. No. 1 lakh I'll minus. So that balance, 19 lakh is what I'll pay in future. So drawings is subtracted from the capital. Drawings is separate from capital. What is the meaning of drawings? Separately, I'll be discussing here. Today, before 8:30, you can't go home. Tell your parents now. So, drawings is what? Money withdrawn from business. What is drawing? I'm meant to discuss. Drawings and losses are subtracted from business. Losses are subtracted from business. What is losses? If Pratik sir worked hard properly, that will give profit to business. If Pratik sir was lazy in doing the business, I didn't get the sufficient students, business will be into loss. When profit you can enjoy, loss who will suffer? Who will suffer the loss, boss? Owner only. When you want profit, then you have to bear loss also. So profit is added to capital. Loss will be subtracted from capital. Now what is business saying? Donkey fellow? Who is saying this? FFL is saying to me. Donkey fellow means me. You gave 15 lakh rupees to business and you want me to give this 15 lakh back to you. You did business wrongly. There's a total loss of 1 lakh rupees. This money who has to suffer? You have to suffer because it is because of your improper hard work. We faced loss. Loss means what? Whatever money I spent, gone. Whatever money I spent 1 lakh rupees. I didn't even get one student. I spent 1 lakh rupees on digital marketing, Instagram. Didn't get one student also. So expenses 1 lakh, income 0, entire business is loss. So losses I should attack where? Capital. So losses I'll minus from the capital. So what is the balance money that will pay to the owner? 14 lakh to the owner. Now why this is subtracted? A more logical discussion of this will follow in a topic by name Financial Statement of the Sole Proprietorship Concern. More in depth we'll discuss that. Here we're just discussing few important things. The more logic of this I'll be able to give you in the upcoming chapters. Any problem so far? So this lady is the owner investing her private money in the business. So any money that the owner gives to business is called as capital. From whose point of view? Business point of view. I don't want from the owner's point of view. From business point of view, it is capital, capital, capital. Okay. Any problem so far? Online people, any problem so far?
No, sir.
Now, drawings. Let's understand the meaning of drawings. What do you see with this diagram?
Person with no money and office building.
Who do you think this is? Nana. Even on FFL example, this is also me only. What am I indicating?
No money.
Bankrupt. Yeah. I'm just telling, as of now, I don't have the money. I have to take care of my personal expenses. Whatever profit is there, if business is keeping that profit, from where will I pay my personal expenses? I have to pay my personal home rent, home electricity bill, my kids' school fee. Bill is very huge. I have a lot of personal expenditures that I have to take care of. So if business does not give me the money, from where will I go? Beg, borrow, steal. I'll be to follow. So therefore, we give a right to the owner that he can withdraw the money from business when somewhere in between itself. Normally what happens, this is one financial year. You start the business year, you end the business year. Typically, you can withdraw the money only after the end of the year. Why? Because end of the year only you'll get to know what is the profit of the business. But I can't wait till here, boss, because I have to pay every month expenses. So every month I'll withdraw the money. So I'm withdrawing my profit in advance. I'm withdrawing the profit in advance. I'm withdrawing my profits in advance. That is called as drawings, but against my profit. What am I telling you? I'm telling you, I started business here. I'll stop my business here. I started my business on 1 April. I'll end my business on 31st March. I'm doing business for how many months? 12 months. At the end of the year, on 31st March only, I'll get to know what my profit is. Are you trying to tell me that, sir, wait for 12 months to get your money? If you say that, from where will I pay my monthly rent, monthly petrol for my car, fees quarterly for my kids? From where will I get? So for that, what we request business is that business, from my profits, pay me the advance money. So the money that I withdraw in advance, The money that I withdraw in advance is called as drawings. This money I withdrew in advance from where? From my profits. So that is called as drawings against profit. Drawings against profit. Any problem? So in one way, this is one of the way in which I can withdraw the money. So see this, Pratik sir, magnet. What am I doing? Attracting money, which means what? I'm withdrawing money from the office building. From office building, all the notes are flying and coming to me. Creativity, appreciate. பண்ண மாட்டேன் பண்றதுக்கு இன்னும் நல்லா மனுஷன் கஷ்டப்பட்டு தொண்டை பேச முடியல நல்ல லவுடா டேய் வரண்டா செல்லக்குட்டி வரண்டா now so what am I doing? I'm withdrawing money from the business. From business I'm taking away the money. Drawing is of two types. One is drawings against profit, which I discussed now. I'm withdrawing my profit in advance. Second is drawings against capital, which means I gave 15 lakh rupees capital. The firm is done, business is done 3-4 years ka business, which means FFL is done 3-4 years business. This much capital not required in business, boss, because already business is generated many profit. So this 15 lakh is required in business kya? No. So what I'm telling business, do you need 15 lakh capital? So much money is required. Business will say no. Who is business? I only. I will talk to myself only. FFLA, where is the mouth talk? FFLA means Pratik sir. Owner also I only, FFLA I am only. So I am asking myself, do we need so much money in the business? Not required. So what I'm doing, I'm withdrawing capital from the business. So I'm withdrawing 3 lakh rupees from the business. This is called as drawing against capital. Here I withdrew money against profit. Here I'm withdrawing against capital. So how much is my remaining capital in the business? 12 lakh rupees. From 15 lakh, if 3 lakh is withdrawn, how much is remaining, boss? 12 lakh rupees. So drawings is of how many types? Two types. Which is, one is against capital. One is against profit. Any problem? Sir said drawings means what first? Drawings means withdrawal from the business. What am I withdrawing? Withdrawing. Do you understand what is withdrawal? I'm withdrawing from business. What? Cash. I can withdraw cash. I gave example of cash so far. Also, you can further withdraw goods. Sir, I'm in business of buying and selling chocolates. No. I'll tell you why. I'm withdrawing goods. What is meaning of that? Let's suppose I'm into business of buying and selling chocolates. Now at home, I have a birthday party. For birthday party, will you buy chocolates from other shop or will you take chocolate from your own shop? What does common sense say? Own shop. Why will I go to somebody else's shop and buy at what you call selling price? Where I get the chocolate the same cost price. Why will I extra money I pay and get the money from the outsider? So I took my own chocolate. I withdraw the chocolate of my business for my personal consumption. I gave it to my friends, family, relatives, son. That process of giving my product of the business, the product of the business, when I give it for my personal purpose, for personal consumption, that is called as drawing of goods. Goods means what? Anything that I buy with intention to sell. That's what I explained. Now, do you understand why each and every item I explained here? If you want to know what is goods, what is goods? Goods are physical item or product. Chocolate is a product which the business buy with intention to sell. That product I withdrew from the business. That is called as drawings of goods. Any problem? Yes, boss.
There's two people in the business with their partnership. They invest 20 lakhs as capital. So if each partner takes 10 lakhs and 10 lakhs, should we invest again?
Now the question what you're asking is, in case of partnership business, that two partners, let's say X and Y. X has given 10 lakh as capital to the business. Y has given 10 lakh capital to the business. Total 20 lakh. Both of them are withdrawing full 10 lakh, 10 lakh. No, they can't do it. You can't withdraw entire capital in one shot and make your capital zero. Because as an owner, if you're withdrawing your money from the business, will the banker trust and invest money in your business? Banker will say, donkey fellow, your money itself you're not keeping in business. You want my money. Eh? If you're not keeping your money in business, why? Something is fishy. You're slowly taking away all the money. You're taking away your money and you're asking bank loan. What is your plan? Run away. Take the money and run away. Like that he'll ask. So capital can never be 100% withdrawn. Now, drawing means what? Drawing means withdrawal of cash, goods, or even asset. In my example, I gave laptop to the business. Now I'm talking about a scenario where there is some asset in the business. Business doesn't want it. Business doesn't want it. Business was about to give it to somebody else. I told, give it to me. I told, give it to me. Buy it to somebody else, give it to me. So I took laptop from the business. I took this furniture from the business. So this is called as withdrawal of asset. Withdrawal of asset. So drawings means what? Drawings means cash, goods, asset withdrawn from the business. Who withdrew it, boss? Owner. Owner. For what purpose? For personal use. Personal use means what? Either for himself or his family. So any money, goods, asset withdrawn by the owner from the business for personal purpose, it is called as drawings. It is called as drawings. Drawings is of how many types? Drawings is of two types. One is drawing against capital. One is drawings against profit. Drawing against capital reduces the capital of the owner. 15 lakh was capital. How much I withdrew in form of drawings against capital? 3 lakh. How much is balance? 12 lakh. So drawing against capital reduces the capital. From 15 it became 12. Whereas drawing against profit may or may not reduce the capital of the owner. So if you're withdrawing the profits, this may or may not reduce your capital. This I cannot give an understanding right now. This you will understand when I do a topic called as financial statement of sole proprietorship concern. What, sir? That chapter. Because that chapter we are going to do some heavy lifting. A lot of things will get clarified there only. So this part, when I do a practical question based on this, then you'll understand what this point is all about. This is too early a stage to discuss this point. Okay, not okay?
Okay, sir.
Yes, boss.
So if I'm taking 2 lakhs, so when I investing against the interest.
No, I will not answer this. Why? Because your question is very valid. But this is too early a stage to talk about what is, withdrawal of capital, interest on drawing. All that is too complicated. So let me just take it very slowly from here. Now, next type of, yes, boss.
So, when we profit, drawings against profit, sir. The profit हमने निकाल लिया और फिर last
In case if last में profit sufficient नहीं था, कम हो गया, ज्यादा हो गया, तो क्या करना?
अभी year end में profit निकलता है और फिर auditing department को देते हैं, फिर पता चलता है कि profit कम है,
वही बोला.
तो tax भी कम देंगे, sir.
No. The what question is asking is, sir, every month you withdrew the profit in advance. Like that, totally how much profit you withdrew? Somili, 12 lakh. Every month 1 lakh you withdrew. Every month you withdrew 1 lakh, thinking that you'll make a profit of 12 lakh. At the end of the year, we made only profit of 9 lakh rupees. So how much you withdrawn extra? 3 lakh extra we withdrawn. So what will you do with this? There's a concept which I'll not be discussing now in the upcoming session. This will be adjusted. The extra money what you withdraw over and above what the profit is called as drawings against profit. And for this extra money that you're enjoying, you have to pay it back with interest. But I'll not touch this point. That's why since you asked, I'm telling you. But we have a practical questions based on this. But not in 11th. It is there in 12th. This question was, at the end you get to know the profit is only 9 lakh. But you withdraw every month 1 lakh. So 12 lakh you withdrew. So extra how much did you withdraw? 3 lakh you withdrew. So you have to give this 3 lakh back what you extra withdrew along with interest. That I'll be discussing in 12th, not in 11th. Next, let's talk about loan. All of you know what is loan. Loan is money borrowed. Loan is money borrowed. Standard now, if you scroll any reels right now, which reel is becoming very famous now? With regard to loan. When I say loan and reel, which reel is flashing your mind? Which, this now last 1 week, this one particular video, short clippings of Vijay Mallya of an interview which is trending. What is the hot topic discussion there? The money that he borrowed, he couldn't pay it back and he left the country. He fled the country. So that drama is all going on. So what is the drama? The drama is all about the loan that he borrowed. He borrowed means not he. The company borrowed. The Kingfisher Airlines had borrowed. So that money what the company borrowed for running its business is called as loan. Loan is money borrowed by whom? By the business. From whom will you borrow? You have multiple sources. You can borrow from your family, friends, bank, financial institutions, or any third party. Family means what? Father, mother, brother, sister, uncle, auntie, anything. Family is huge. Friends, bank, financial institutions who are other than bank, NBFCs, non-banking financial institutions or corporations, NBFCs, which means they are not bank, but their business is to lend money. They are called as financial institution. Those institutions, those business who are into lending the finance. Finance means what? Loan. Or any third party. Third party means for you, I am the third party. For me, you are the third party. Somebody we are not connected with. So you can borrow money from anybody. Why am I borrowing this money for? Why am I borrowing this money? Business is borrowing this money for the purpose of running the business or developing the business. Either I want to run my business with this or I want to develop the business. Run the business means what? I want to pay my monthly expenditures, heavy rent, heavy salaries. I'm not able to pay the money from the fees what you're giving. So I'm going and taking loan. This could be one purpose. So this is called as loan taken for running the business. Means your income is not sufficient to run your business. So for that, you're taking extra money from outside. That is called as money taken for running business. What is money taking for developing business? I'm taking money from you, not to pay salary, not to pay monthly rent. I want to open a new branch in Saranampatti. For that, I need money to again buy all these assets, projector, furniture, etc., etc. I want to open a branch in Chennai, Bangalore. Buy more branches, more students, more revenue. So that will contribute my business. That will develop my business. So you borrow money either for running business or developing business. Running business means what? You're trying to survive. Develop business means what? You're trying to grow. So you earn. You're gaining this knowledge. This knowledge is either going to help you to survive or grow. What do you want to do? You want to survive or grow? Grow. Whatever knowledge you're getting, if you're using that knowledge only for survival, growth is important in life.
For the personal use, we'll be taking from the personal account.
Best.
And for the business, from the business.
Now, if I want to take the loan for the business purpose, then the business will make application to the bank or the third party and the money will come to business ka bank account. So that is become business ka loan. If I want in my personal capacity to take loan, for example, I want to construct a house. So for that, I want a housing loan. So for that application, business will not make. I will make. So money will come to my personal account, not to business account. That is called as personal loan. So home loan, generally what people take is personal loan. Business loan, what they take is for the business purpose. Yes.
So like I've taken loan for my personal use and I'm not able to pay it back.
Hmm.
And if I take some money, drawings from the business or from the
That is called as drawings.
that is possible, vice versa also.
Possible.
The vice versa thing, like
Vice versa means what?
from the personal account to the business account again. So that is again an investment capital or something.
You will tell, see, one is personal loan taken. You're not able to repay the money. So you're using the business ka cash to repay the personal loan. So it is as good as drawings. So this money, what you're withdrawing from the business, will be subtracted from your capital. In other way, you've taken a business loan. Business is not able to repay the business loan. So from a personal account, I'm paying the money to the business and business is using that money to pay the business loan. So this money, what I pay to the business is my capital. Okay. Now, loan is money borrowed by the business from any of these people for the purpose of running business or developing business, which has to be returned back. We can't keep it forever. Any money that we have to return back is loan. Along with interest. When? In future. So anything that we have to pay in future is liability. So if any business loan you come across in the question, where will you classify that? Liability side of balance sheet. Any difficulty? Yes, boss. If he can't pay the loan back, it becomes the same case like Vijay Mallya. So what happened there? The banker will try to recover from the business assets. If banker could not recover that money from the business asset, then they will attack your private assets. Private assets. Collateral is different. I'll tell what that is. All this discussion will come in 12th. This is too early. The problem is you're asking me all advanced question. The problem with me is if you ask question, no, I have Khujali. Without answering, I can't stay. So don't ask me advanced question. Everything I'll discuss. I'm telling you, whatever knowledge is here and here, it is my promise. Everything I'll transform, but in the right time. Whatever is applicable to you, everything I'll disclose. That's my 100% promise. But too early to answer so many questions. Can I go? Can I continue? Now, there's one more thing that I meant to discuss is called as the term trade payables. Trade payables. Trade means what? Business. Something that I have to pay as a part of my business. Payable means what? Payable means yet to pay. Paid means what? Money given. Payable means what? I'm yet to pay the money. Trade payable. Under trade payable, you have two components. One is creditors, one is bills payable. What is creditors? What is creditors? I give an example also.
Giving goods without
This is business. We, supplier is supplying the goods to us, but we are not having money in hand, which means we are buying goods now and we're telling that I'll pay you later. So for business, I have to pay this person money, no? When will I pay? In future. So anything that I have to pay in future is liability. So I have to record his name in my books of accounts. So his name when I record, under what category should I record? Creditors category. I might have purchased goods from Ram on credit. So this person could be Ram. This person could be Sham. This person could be Ghansham. Ram, Sham, Ghansham. So all these are individual supplier. But we will not call them a supplier in my accounts. We will call them creditors. So who are creditors? Creditors are those people to whom we owe money. Why? Because we purchased goods from them on credit. So basically, a creditor is nothing but he's a supplier who supplied the goods. He's a vendor who supplied the goods to the business. And the business owes the money against the purchases that we have done on credit basis. In simple words, a creditor is a person. This creditor could be either person or business also. Let's suppose FFLA is buying goods on credit from Reliance Limited. Is Reliance Limited a person? When I say person means natural. Reliance Limited is person, but not natural, artificial. So I will call that as business. So creditor could be human being or could be other than human being. So creditor is a person or a business who has given the goods or services to us on credit. Ram gave goods to me on credit. Sham gave goods to me on credit. Reliance Limited gave me goods on credit. And we have to pay them later. So any money that I have to pay to the creditor later for the purpose of buying the goods on credit today, this is called as creditors. Any problem? No energy. I'm going. Bye. Sir, it is 8:28. Anyways, you have to go, sir. Go. No problem. Creditors. Clear? Next, bills payable. Bills payable is same creditor. In our example, I gave Ram as creditor. Ram is creditor. Ram itself is bills payable. But what is the difference? Yes. Close. Somebody close it. In the case of the dealing between the business and the creditor, there is no written promise from the creditor that I'll pakka pay the money in future. So creditor does not give a promise in writing that yes, I'll pay this much money in future. If I don't pay so much money in future, you drag me to the court, recover the money through court proceedings like that. He does not give in writing. So this creditor is unsecured to me. No, unsecured. I feel scared of this creditor. Creditor means what? A person to whom I have to pay money in future. To this money, I told Ulta, sorry. Creditor is basically to Ram, I have to pay the money in future. I have to pay the money in future. I told from the debtor point of view, sorry. Creditor is Ram, from whom we have purchased the goods on credit. Here, I am not giving a promise in writing. I am not giving any promise in writing. Ram, I'll pakka pay you the money in future. I am not giving any information in writing that I'll pay the money in future. Therefore, Ram to me is creditor, unsecured. What is bills payable? To the same person, Ram, if I give additional one letter called as bills of exchange, where I'll give a writing in promise, in future, pakka I'll pay you the money. If I don't pay the money, you drag me to the court. Like that, if I give a promise in writing, voluntarily if I give a writing, that is called as bills payable. Bills payable. So bills payable is a written promise made by the creditor. Who is creditor in our example? Ram. To pay a certain amount of money on a specific future date. So basically, Ram could be both creditor or bills payable. Difference is what? I have to pay this money in future. Creditor. BP also have to pay in future. But the only thing is, here there is no promise in writing. Here there is no promise in writing. In case of bills payable, there is a promise in writing. Which means creditors is without promise in writing. Without writing, no document for it. For bills PP, there is a written promise in writing. That is the only difference between both. At the end, both are the money. Both are the money that I have to pay to the party called as Ram. Who is Ram? Ram is the person from whom I have purchased the goods on credit. Ram is the person from whom I purchased goods on credit. So I have to pay this money in future. For the money, for the goods that I enjoy today, I have to pay that money in future. No? So for me, Ram is liability. But where will you classify Ram under? If Ram has not given any writing promise, I will classify him as creditor. But if he has given me writing in promise that I will pay Pakka in future. Sorry, that is I have given the writing, not Ram. I have given the writing. I have given in writing to Ram. I have given in writing to Ram. Then I will classify Ram as bills payable. If I did not give anything in writing to Ram, then it is creditor. Any problem? Online people, any problem?
No,
No,
sir.
sir.
So today what did we discuss? We try to understand what is the meaning of liabilities. Liabilities is the entire group. It's a big classification. Under liabilities only you have capital. Under liabilities you have loan. Under liability you have creditor. Under liability you have trade payable, etc., etc., etc. Liabilities on the whole we discussed. Then we discussed what is the meaning of capital. Then we try to understand what is the meaning of trade payable. Creditor and bills payable both put together is called as trade payables. Means what? This is the money that I have to pay in my trade process. Goods I buy with intention to sell. So this goods is for trading purpose. So this money is to be paid for by traded goods. So therefore this is called as trade payables. The money that I have to pay in the due course of business to the creditor is called as trade payables. Then we understood what is drawings and then we understood what is loan. So today I discussed to some extent, not fully, to some extent I try to make you understand what is liability all about and what all could possibly come under liabilities. If you think these are the only items that will come under liability, you're mistaken. There are so many more other items that will come under liabilities which we'll eventually learn here in the upcoming classes. Any problem? Yes. No, drawings are not liabilities. Drawings ka nature, what it is, I'll be discussing in the upcoming sessions. Today not, I'll discuss. Yeah. Drawings is asset, you're right. Drawings 100% asset है करके बोल नहीं सकते, but it has got a feature of asset against it. Why I'm not explaining this point is now because in upcoming sessions when you do journal entries, no, that time before that, even before that, I'll be doing something called as golden rule and modern rule. In that, I'll give you what is the classification of drawings. What is the classification? Is it asset, liability? What I should do, I'll be discussing the rules of debit credit. This is too early stage to discuss this point. Yes.
That is written as bills payable is a written promise by the creditors.
Sorry, where it is written? Bills payable is written promise made to the creditor. By will not come. I'll change it. Bills payable is written promise made to the creditor. Who's doing written promise? We are giving. Hello. We got goods on credit from whom? Ram. Ram gave us goods on credit. So who has to pay? We have to pay. So who will give the promise in writing? We have to give. So bills payable is a written promise made to the creditor. By whom? By the business. Saying that I'll pay this much money on a specific future date.
So what about bills received?
Asset mein discuss karenge. Tomorrow's class I'll be discussing what is asset, what is fixed asset, what is trade receivable. Under that we have both debtor and bills receivable. So here I'll be discussing your query. What is inventory, stock, cash in hand, bank, investment, everything will be discussed in the upcoming class. So in my next class, my intention is to complete our discussion on the asset part of the balance sheet. With that, you will have a fair idea about the terminology of the accounting, which will give me a good confidence to take the next chapter, which is rules of debit and credit. Any queries, please? Comfortable? Am I a good teacher?
Yes, sir.
No energy. Nobody's answering.
Yes, sir.
Am I a good teacher?
Yes, sir.
नहीं पक्का you're telling no. Just because I am asking you're not telling me. पक्का? Sure. Okay. Deal is there's a deal between us. Remember or forgot?
Yes, sir.
What is the deal? Chop. But yeah. But today, the beginning of the class, I said one deal. What is the deal? Each one will get one jodi. Jodi means boy ka girl, girl ka boy. ऐसे नहीं बोल रहा हूँ मैं. That you decide. But I want the next seat to be filled. Okay, Pawan, tani evlo na kar bani. Seriya. Online people will wind up. Online people, sir, we wound up long back.
Yes, sir.
You wind up whenever you want to wind up. We are gone. Chalo, let's wind up. That's all from my side to this session, people. I'll see you all on Saturday, 7 p.m. sharp. Until then, bye bye. See you. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.